Hey guys, it took me a while to decide if I was going to speak about this or not, and I believe the Lord has revealed me to speak about this in regards to the COVID vaccines. I've listened to quite a few people, and I just listen, and the biggest thing you can ever do is listen. There are people that going to others and saying, well, they're telling them whether they should get it or not, and then we're hearing all sorts of things about it being the mark of the beast. You hear it's being called a jab, the snake bite, all these different things. I'm hearing a lot of people talking about this. Now, this may cause me to lose subscribers or whatever, but that's perfectly fine. When people ask me about if I think they should take the vaccine or not and what my opinions are, I don't give them my thoughts on it. I don't. Because I believe that when it comes to this, it is something that you're going to have to, number one, discern. As far as discerning, what does that mean? It means not looking at what's before you and not hearing what people are telling you, okay, whether you agree with it or you don't agree with it, but really allowing God to show you what the truth is. And I will also recommend that you sit with a provider. You sit with a provider, if you have a provider, you go and sit with your doctor and you can set up an appointment or you can have a phone consult, however you do it, and you need to talk to your provider. Or when you go on for your next checkup, just set up a checkup and go in. You need to talk to your provider about the vaccine and all these different things. And there's a lot of different resources that's available. But I'll say go talk to your doctor. All right. So that's one aspect. But the biggest thing is I'm going to talk to the Christians, the believers, is really doing your own homework and making a decision based on that, whether it's for you or not. In addition, when people are telling you different things about whether it's the mark of the beast or not, you need to go to the Bible and look what surrounds the mark of the beast and if this fits that. Because in the book of Revelation, it is one book where it says no one is to add or take away from it. Okay? So you can't add your own scenario, nor can you take away a scenario, all right? What I tell people is you make your own decision. And you need to pray about it. Use discernment. Lots of people are being led by the majority, whether the majority is for or against. People are just following the group. And then there are lots of pastors that's getting on their platforms and they're saying all these different things, telling people what they should or shouldn't do regarding this. But one thing I never hear any of them giving anyone is a solution. You're telling them what not to do, but are you giving them a solution? Are you saying to them anything along the lines of, hey, I've got some answers to this. I've done some studies. I think that this will help you. When you're on a platform, you have to be very careful regardless of how you think. Don't tell people what to do, especially when it comes to their health. Whether they're going to do or not do, it should not be that you're the one. Because depending on the platform you're on and how influential you are, you're setting yourself up for a lawsuit. Because if something happens, people can go back and say, you said, and would depend on where you are, a lawsuit, they can sue you just about over anything. I think only a few countries you can't get over, people can't do that, but most places, people can sue you. So when it comes to people's health, you should not tell people what to do. Just like how you have people that will tell individuals who are sick, stop taking your medicine. Okay, the person dies, now what? So the person's mom died, the provider of the family, the father dies, and now the church is looking at you like, well, you didn't have enough faith. When it comes to people's health and their well-being like that, everyone has to make their own choice on what they're going to do. And we cannot be up here telling people what they should or should not do, and you're not giving them any solution. What's the alternative? What's the plan? Let's say you're just like somebody, you're telling them, oh, don't get the vaccine or whatever. Okay, and they're dying now. Can they depend on you to help them out? Are you going to say, hey, bring the child here, bring yourself here, and we're going to set up a place, and we're going to take care of you, and we're going to help you. We're going to help to pay your medical bills. We're going to pray with you, whatever the case may be. Is anyone willing to do that? So I find if people are not willing to do that, to step in case of anything, then they need to be quiet and not tell people what to do. Because I think if you are in a place where you're going to tell people what not to do, and then they don't do it, and then something happens to them, you should be willing to take responsibilities for it, right? Just like if you tell people, oh, you need to do this, go get this and go get that, and then they do it and something happens to them, are you willing to take responsibilities for it? Are you willing to help them pay the medical expenses, funeral expenses, whatever it may be? You find a lot of places, people that's telling you, don't do this, don't do this. They're not telling you, here's the alternative. Yes, we will help you. Yes, send me your PayPal, send me your Snap app, Cash App or whatever, and we will personally help you. We will help you in case of anything. We will help you to get another solution. No, they're just harping and telling people what they should or shouldn't be doing. And that's why it's very dangerous, I believe, in regards to COVID and the vaccine. I personally do not believe that anybody should be on their platforms telling people what to do unless you have a plan of action. You have a plan of action for that family. You're willing to take responsibility. If you're not, stop telling people what to do. Now, my advice to anybody regarding this COVID is not fake, it's real. I think that's important, that you're just not following the crowd, following what people are telling you, following the majority. You're not going to hear the voice of God in confusion and in noise. How do I say this? Most people that are going in most people that you will find that they're against it, it's because of what someone told them. I'm not going to make decisions based on what someone's told me, what I've heard on the news, or what I have been, the scientific studies, because guess what? When I was taking classes, college classes, I learned that the news, all of that is very controlled. What you're going to hear and how you're going to hear it is going to be controlled. So whether it's pro-COVID or anti-COVID, everything is given to us. It is divvied up and it's given to us as whoever the higher ups decide. So this is where your discernment is going to have to kick in. But a lot of people are they're either pro or con, pro or against it, for it or against it, because of what people have been telling them and what they have heard. And so you find a lot of people, oh, no, I don't believe. They don't know anything other than what someone told them. They watched a YouTube video. They watched what somebody else said. Then there's others, I believe in it, and I think because of what somebody told them or because of what they saw. What you need to do is get on your knees and pray and seek God. And make your decision based on that. I feel that in my mind, I feel that if someone is just saying, hey, I'm not for this, I don't believe in this, I believe in home remedies or whatever, then I would think and expect that that person's going to stand by those convictions to the very end, whether they contracted or their child contracted or their spouse, I'm thinking that they will be willing to stand by those convictions all the way to the end. And that would not make them a bad person. That's their convictions. And just as someone who believes in taking it and getting it, and they may find improvements, or they may find, hey, there were some complications. Whatever their decisions are there, they must be willing to follow that through to the end, or, whatever alternatives will be for that. But in everything, everyone has a right to make their own personal decisions on this. You want to know if this is the mark of the beast? Go look in your Bible. God has given us all common sense, but you can't use your common sense if you're following the crowd. You can't use your common sense if you just follow what everybody is saying. Go sit down somewhere and pray and seek the Lord on what needs to be done for you, for your family. Not listening to people that's telling you what to do, whether for it or against it. Don't listen to someone telling you what to do for or against it, because all those people are going to tell you what to do and what you shouldn't do, but they're not going to give you a safety net to say, hey, we're going to be here for you in case of anything. Maybe I've missed it, but most people, no, they're not saying that. A lot of these people, pastors and whoever, they're not saying that. So you need to go before God, pray, seek him, do your own homework, sit with a provider or whatever, and then you need to look at what's happening around you, think and ask the Lord to lead you in to make the right decision. And that's it. So that's my take on it. When it comes to COVID, whether it comes to the vaccine, this is a personal choice, a personal decision, and you should not allow media and the crowd and the noise to lead you or to cause you to make your decisions or to condemn you, whether you're for it or against it. You have to make that choice and that decision. But when you are using your platform or telling people what they shouldn't do or not do, guys, if someone dies because of something that you said, you're going to answer for that, or something you advise them to do. You're going to stand before God for that. Can you afford that? I know I can't. So this is why, and I'm not just saying this just to say it, but when I sought the Lord about it, one of the things that he has had me to do is just tell people, especially believers, you've got to pray. And you have to really pay attention to what's going on around you and listen and hear, because most people that's pushing their idea or the agenda or their thoughts, opinions, or accusations, it's solely based on what they heard sitting at home in their living room, on their job, whatever, what they heard, what somebody told them, what came up on YouTube, what came up on this channel or that channel, not because they've had any actual experience. They hear about cases and they hear about things, but they don't know the variables, okay? Good or bad. Nope, they don't. They just go with the crowd. I heard it. That's not enough. Somebody told me. That's not enough. This is what they said. Who's they? This is what this person said. This is what that person said. But at the same time, you have two different groups. One that's saying this is right. Another person that's saying, or this will work. Another person saying, no, it won't. So who are you going to believe? This is where God comes in, guys. Prayer and seeking the Lord. And you may say you answered absolutely no questions. That's the idea. I'm not going to answer. I'm not going to make your decisions for you. You make your own decisions. If we have to stand before God by ourselves to give an account for what we've done, that includes these decisions and in these times. Because truly, I made my decisions based on getting in the presence of the Lord and seeking him. What he revealed to me, what he showed me, I made my choice based on that. But my choices and my decisions, I will not send that to anybody else, because I cannot be held responsible for anybody. And I really cannot, especially as someone's soul. All right, guys. Peace.